What up, y'all? It's your girl, Misbehavior, aka Willow Bean. You know me, you know what I do. Today is another episode of Fresh Friday, and today I am rocking my Throat Punch t-shirt. It's by Grunt Style, and it says, try a refreshing one today. So let's get down to business. Pardon the sarcasm. This is one of my favorite shirts. I can't wear it to work because of the guns on the side, but that's just, their logo. But let's get down to business. So today we are talking about purpose. I can remember one of my homeboys talking to me, my D. Shout out to my D. We were talking, just casual talk. I don't even know what we were talking about, but we had one of those deep intellectual conversations. Now, if any of you have ever met my D, he's one of those real down to earth but well-rounded kind of guys. He's very humble, but he doesn't go for too much stuff. So we're sitting there and we're talking, and I'll never forget, my D was just like, yo, nothing is for naught. Talking about an explosion of like intellectual wealth. And basically, nothing is for naught means that everything we go through, everything we experience, all of it has purpose. The crazy thing about it is when you don't identify the things that you are good at, like your strengths, you'll kind of go through the motions in life when it comes to identifying your purpose. So I'll give you a quote, and it was by E.T., the hip hop preacher, and he said that our purpose, which is basically manifested through our gifts, are the things that come easy to us but are difficult to others. Those are our gifts. So one of my purposes would be basketball. Most people who coach the grades that I do, so it's 6th, 7th, and 8th, it's a trying time because you're dealing with, my 6th graders used to be 5th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders. So the personalities are so mixed and complex, right? And with them, you have to have a lot of patience. And for whatever reason, I just have patience with that group because I guess because I've come to understanding that basketball is a sport you can teach anyone, but everyone has their preference on what level they could teach or what level they like to work with. And when I'm talking to these girls, someone pointed out to me, they said, you know what? You got a lot of patience with these girls. Like, some of them have never played basketball before. Some of them have played before. Some of them are superstars. And, they have these hot tempers. But they were just like, you really have like a knack for working with these young people. Like, and some of you know, I may not know, but I started out coaching last year. 2018 was it? Yeah, 2018 was the first year of coaching middle school. My first actual experience of basketball coaching was in college. I had one more year of school left, so I was kind of like a student coach. So I went from the experience of coaching my teammates to coaching little people. And when I say little people, I don't mean like toddlers or anything like that, but little people as in 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So the experience was the year before, I think they had only won 2 games. And the season that I took them on, we won 8 games, lost 6, and finished in the top 4. And one of the parents came to me and said, you was kind of like the right person for the position because we said to the girls last year, if they just had the right coach to come along, they could really pull their talents together and be successful. So, I don't take any credit at all for the girls being talented. I'm just thankful to be the vessel who was used to pull them together. I'm like the glue. I glue them together like puzzle pieces. And, don't be shouting while I'm doing this. Sorry, that's my sister shouting at me. So when we talk about purpose, we talk about how the things we do can unlock the destiny of others. I think that was on the Secret to Success podcast. It might have been Carl who said it. I don't think it was Jamal. But anyway, I listened to Secret to Success podcast. So on it, they were saying that how our purpose can unlock other people's destinies. And I can definitely see how basketball has been impactful for those young ladies. Now, let's flip it over to something completely different. I play the guitar, and I'm not, rocking out like a superstar or anything like that, but it's like one of my hobbies. I enjoy it a lot. I did not know that playing the guitar would lead to me making music. Again, that whole nothingness for now, like everything has purpose. So I started with songs that were very like country sounding, which I like country music. For those who don't know me, I'm like a rock star at heart, and I'm playing these songs, and the lyrics were so poetic. But eventually, I was able to bridge my guitar playing with my rapping, and kind of got like this mashup of rap and rock, and it was just amazing at the time. But I say all that to say, like, I did not know that getting guitar lessons from a coworker when I worked at this Italian restaurant would lead to me being able to produce my own music. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had some trials and errors with producing music. We talking like lots of trials and errors, from messing up on copyrights to releasing music, having to unrelease music, you know, the whole YouTube thing. It has just been a journey, but every piece of it has been helpful and purposeful. You know, it's kind of like the whole process thing. But I say all that to say, like, you never know, like, what you're doing and how it will impact others. Like, everybody has a story to tell, right? And your story has purpose. So don't sit here and think that, oh, just because you haven't accomplished what, you know, the Joneses have accomplished, you know, that whole saying, like, keeping up with the Joneses, just because you haven't accomplished what they have accomplished doesn't mean that you don't have purpose. You have purpose. If you didn't, you'd be in the grave. But I will say this, and this is one of those quotes that kind of stuck out to me. And again, it might have been listening to E.T., the hip-hop preacher, and he said that the richest place in the world is the graveyard. So many people die without unlocking their purpose. So that brings me to this whole pandemic that we're experiencing. I was talking to my mom this week, and she basically said, you know, God is kind of funny. And this is me paraphrasing what she said. And I'm thinking, well, you know, how so? She said, you know, he gave us all of this time of rest. Basically, we're inside. We're not busy, you know, with the hustle and bustle of life. And we have so much time on our hands. The question is, like, what are people going to do with it? This is that time to work on that book, work on that podcast, work on that business plan, work on that recipe, work on, you know, those ideas. Again, nothing is for naught. I know a lot of people were upset that we had to be quarantined, but to be honest, I feel like I'm getting so much stuff done behind the scenes, even at work. Like, I'm a PE teacher, but I feel like the things that I'm learning in the background, we really don't have a lot of time during the school year to develop, you know, to do a lot of professional developments like we would like to. But I feel like we have even more access now because we're uninterrupted, you know? Like, we might have, let's say we have 10 professional development days on the calendar. But if it snows, we can't go. If there's a pandemic, we can't go. So I'm thankful that, you know, these platforms have been open for us to learn. Which brings me to my last thought. So if we can use technology to continue to enhance education, could we use technology to continue to enhance our purpose? Which brings me to these pieces of the puzzle that are intertwined in this. If you're a speaker, right, and you don't know where to start with YouTube. Share your story, use your topic, and be passionate about it. If you're a writer, even if you start writing 5 minutes a day, something is better than nothing. If you're a singer, one line at a time. Songs are poetry. Write what you feel, use your emotions. Even if you aren't musically inclined, you can come up with a tune in your head, hum that thing until a beat comes together. And last but not least, if you have vision for anything, we're talking about creating multiple streams of income or just changing your life, what you have embedded in here is going to manifest itself out here. And Steve Harvey quoted, and this is the last thing, he quoted Einstein. He said that Einstein once said, imagination is the preview to life's coming attractions. Now, I'm far from being the young child I was at the age of 3 with the open imagination of imaginary friends and these imaginary worlds. But even as an adult, like, I encourage you all, if you could think it, it can become a thing. So that's my message for today, you all. Just, remember, nothing is for naught. Everybody has purpose. You may not know it in this moment, but you do. So take some time and explore. I mean, we got nothing but time on our hands, right? Anywho, it's your girl, Misbehavior, Willow Bean. Thank y'all for listening. And I'm out. Peace.